So today is a second day. So I welcome you in the second day of this workshop, the online hands-on workshop on SPSS. And now we will be proceeding further with the certain things which we have to discuss in the second day. So the most important thing which we have discussed yesterday, I hope you have received the complete video of that also. And those who are eager to revise, because repeated requests were there to Raviji also, and he agreed to share the video. Thankful to you, sir. So that's a
So
great gesture.
thanks to you. You have given us the permission to share this video. Thanks to you,
Fine.
sir.
So actually, because now and onwards, the thing is that we have to concentrate over here more. So it will be good that the concentration on the working over here, the hands-on working, has to be there now, because from today and onwards you have to see on the screen and do it on the other screen again. So this is something which is very important and very much required, and for that is the purpose for what why we are here, right? So I would like to start the presentation now. So if there are any questions from your end, if you want me to answer certain things, you can please tell me, so that from the studies which we have done in the last day, and you have seen the videos also. If you have any question to ask, you can please ask me now, so that there should not be any problem and the concept
One
should
or
be
two
clear.
questions, actually, one or
Yeah.
two participants raised. Yes, Priyanka Sethi ji, please ask. Unmute yourself. Priyanka Sethi. Please unmute yourself, Priyanka. Dipali Tomar. Yes, you want to ask? You have raised the hand. Dipali Tomar, please unmute. Yes, Dipali ji.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I want to ask questions regarding yesterday. Sir, suppose you had told yesterday that if there are males, then we have to mention it one, and if female, then we have to mention two. But sir, if there are some studies like which are only focuses on women participants only, then what we have to do? Then we just have women participants. Then we can write that 1 is equal to women participants.
I don't think there will be any need of writing one or two, because it is only from the women. So your entire population will be on women's. So see, this happens only when we are having multiple type of people in that, and then we have to take their choices, or they have their opinions, that or they have their own different characteristics. So this actually happens when we are having a categorical variable. Actually, this is used when it is a variable. When it is not a variable, I don't think there is any need to put it in a variable as a male or female at all. I hope you are able to understand that. So
Okay, sir.
everyone is when everyone are
Yes,
females,
yes,
or
sir.
all are males. So likewise, so you need not to put it as a variable, because it is not at all a variable. It is not varying with the population. So it is need not to be entered anywhere. It is understood that the data has been collected from you can say only the ladies. For example, you want to conduct a study on working women's, the financial literacy of working women's. So in that case, it is assumed that everyone will be women only. Now, working women, there can be some stages, that a woman who is earning more than 5 lakhs, a woman who is earning more than 10 lakhs, or women who is earning 2.5 lakhs. So there can be categories in this. So in that case, these categories can be taken as 1, 2, and 3. But as all are women, it is not at all required to just put them as a variable. I hope I have satisfied you.
Okay, sir. Sir, another question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So another question also I have to ask.
Yeah. Ask.
So suppose when we are feeding our questionnaire in the SPSS, then you had told us that there should be a Likert scale, like 7-point Likert scale or 5-point.
Not
So what
always.
happen if there are some questions which are having, each question is having, okay, so suppose each question is having different set of responses. Like one question is having satisfied, 5-point satisfied thing. Second question is having yes, no question. then how we can feed it in the SPSS? It will be, is it correct to feed it if the questions are having different responses,
Dipali ji, you are asking something which we are
or it
going to
should
do
have the
today.
same format?
No, which we are going to discuss today. You are asking that.
Okay, okay, sorry, sir.
No, no problem at all. Yeah,
Okay,
I am happy
so
that
that is
you are.
fine.
No,
I
no,
was
it's
just
okay. I'm happy that you are curious enough to ask the things which are, so that what shows your interest, and I appreciate that, madam. So no problem in
yes.
that. Need not
Thank
to
you.
feel sorry about it.
See,
Yeah,
yesterday I revised everything, whatever.
that's very good. That's very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay, Ishita Tiwari ji. Yes, you can ask.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Hi. Good evening,
Can
Ishita
you
ji.
can you please start your video, Shita?
Uh, so sorry, actually,
Okay, no problem.
I'm really sorry. Uh, uh, like you were telling, sir, right now, we can categorize female, like age group wise, we can put like 15 to 30 into one group. Then we can do that ways. We can like categorize and number them, label them, right?
Yeah, that can be
If
done,
I'm
but
not
yeah, you are very correct. But madam, I would suggest in case if you are having some fixed age group, then you can do it like
yes.
this. But suppose, for example, you are asking for income groups, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
if you categorize it before collecting the data,
Yeah.
then what will happen, that you do not know what will be the lower category, you do not know what will be the higher category. So it is
Right.
always advisable to collect the data in continuous form, means let the respondent write whatever their income is. Or
Fine.
sometimes the income and these things are sometimes very sensitive, they even do not write certain things, right?
Right, right.
So
And then we can categorize it
absolutely, then afterwards
when
you
we
can
will
get
be
it,
feeding data.
because you know the range, because range is, when the range is unknown na, then
Mm-hmm.
there is a problem. So if you know the range, that this is the lower and this is the higher, then within
Yes,
that
sir.
range you can form your categories. But if you do
Okay,
not
sir.
know the range, then afterwards it will create a problem. See what happens when you convert certain things into category, it will be very difficult to reconvert it into what it was original.
Fine,
Okay,
sir. Mm-hmm.
so that is called, because it is easy to convert the continuous series into the categorical one. But categorical, once you have categorized it, now you
Fine, sir.
cannot convert it back. Like if
Fine.
you might have seen that if CGPA of students, once if you
Mm-hmm.
have if you are having grades from CGPA to grade, it is good enough to calculate. But once grades are there, if you want to calculate the CGPA of the student, it will be difficult. Why? Because a person who is having this 9.1 CGPA to 10 CGPA, they all will be categorized in one category itself. Now,
Fine,
once it
sir.
is done, then you will not be able to find out whose CGPA was what once you have
Mm-hmm.
categorized into grade. I hope you
Okay,
understand
sir.
that.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir, and really thankful. Thank you to you, because you are teaching very nicely, and
Thank you.
I am like very basic student in stats.
That's
So
good.
for me, it is like good experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So now we can start, sir.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Manvinder sir, please unmute yourself. Yes, ma'am. Manvinder.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Please ask.
sir. I just want to ask you one thing, very small thing.
Yeah.
So, when we collect the data through our questionnaire, we normally nowadays form on a Google form. So, Google form will automatically generate a Google Excel sheet. So, how can I enter my Excel sheet data into SPSS? Because there I get a Likert scale strongly disagree, strongly agree. Or यहाँ पे I need a number over here in the data view.
Madam,
So,
if you will,
should I enter it on my own? Or should I
uh,
convert the data in Excel first and then copy paste in SPSS?
madam, this will be discussed on the seventh day. See,
Okay.
Okay.
hope you have seen the brochure.
Yes, sir, I've seen that. Actually, we are talking about data view and variable view now. So
Huh.
here we are defining the variables. So
Madam,
unless
your
we have
question
some data,
is
we won't work
your
on it.
your question is very relevant, and this is one of the purpose of this workshop, because this is a basic workshop. And these, you are very correct that these days we are collecting the data from the Google Forms. We are not at all going with the questionnaires, and it is very, very easy to convert the import the Google Sheet into your SPS. It will be a reverse process. So a little bit effort is to be made, keeping in mind all the rules of your what we discussed, the values, the labels, and the names, and all whatever we discussed yesterday. Following those rules, keeping in those rules in mind, you have to create a variable set and then import the data into the data window. I will practically do it. I will make you do that, don't worry.
So you are very right, sir. I need to keep patience, but little more thing. सिर्फ मुझे ये पूछना है, जो एक्सेल शीट से जब हम इंपोर्ट करेंगे एसपीएसएस में, देन हमें एक्सेल शीट में ही कोडिंग करके उसको इंपोर्ट करना है?
No, the coding will be done in the variable view. The variable, see, there are two sheets in the SPSS. One is data view and variable view. The data which you will be putting will be pasted in the data view. But the backend, I told you, this variable view is the backend of the data view.
Exactly.
So in variable view, you have to actually make the categories on the basis of what you have imported the data. Or otherwise, you can do one more thing. You can first create the variable view according to your need and then import the data in it. So both the things you can do.
ओके, तो मतलब पूरा का पूरा जो गूगल शीट बनाकर दी है उसने हमें एक्सेल शीट, वो यहाँ पर हम इंपोर्ट कर सकते हैं?
Yes, why not? You can do it, and I will tell you how to do it.
Okay, sir.
But you have you have to put some filters in it. You have to filter the data according to the needs of the SPSS. Then only it can be imported, and that is very easy. That is not not so hard.
We'll take it up on 7th day. That you will teach us on 7th day.
Yeah, 7th day it is there.
Okay.
Or even I will get the time in between. I will tell you that.
Sir, yes, please, if possible.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, we can start now. We will take the questions later on.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So I'm just skipping the slides. So we have already gone with all these things yesterday. I hope all these things are in your mind, and we'll finally come to the measures. Yes. Missing values also we did. So we are about here in the column format, alignment, measures. Yes. So the most important, one of the important things after values and feeding this data in the SPSS is measures, right? So particularly in measures, if we see, means after the column of changing the row alignment, if you see there is a, it is called, this is what is called measures. So what measures does? So measure actually is to specify the level of the measurement what you want to measure through the variable. So it actually measures the level. So labels are actually the any type of variable are having these four measures: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. So you have to specify that what type of measure it is. You have to tell spaces that to what extent you are measuring. So the lowest level is the nominal, and ordinal, then a higher one, interval is the higher, and the ratio is the highest level of measurement which actually captures the data as such. Now, what the thing is, there are four levels over here, but SPSS actually recognizes only three options, that is nominal, ordinal, and scale. It means that nominal and ordinal are one, interval and ratio it takes as a scale only. So the SPSS doesn't distinguishes, that what it is writing, that SPSS doesn't distinguishes between the interval and the ratio to describe the variable which measured during using either of these levels of the measurement. So you can say there are three types of scales. So we have to understand what are these scales. So these scales are nothing but the nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, and ratio scale. So first the nominal scale. So what is nominal? Anyone of you, if you want to know what nominal is something which is just having its name. It is distinguished, it is recognized by the name only. This is the least level of information which will be there when you will be having this nominal scale as such. So nominal scale simply places the people, events, and perceptions, etc., into the category based on some common trait. Some data are naturally suited to the nominal scale, such as males and females, Americans and Asians. These all things are, they all come in one category. So males and females come under the category of gender. So Americans, Asians, Hispanics, or you can say the white people. These all come under one category. That is, this is called ethnicity, right? So these are the categories in which these are, and the data doesn't provide anything more than this. So a person who is American, if I give you only this option that a person is an American, what else you will be able to find? You are not able to find his height, you are not able to find his color. So you will not be able to recognize except the thing which is given. That's why it is called nominal scale. The nominal scale is the lowest form of the measurement, because it doesn't captures the information about the focal object other than whether the object belongs to such a category or not. So this is the information which is given, that a person is a American. So beyond this, you will not be able to find out any information about it. Okay, so no data is captured that can place the measured object on any kind of scale. Say for example, continuum from 1 to 10. So no data can be captured like that. So in this case, you cannot capture any data which is in numbers. And even if you are categorizing it in numbers, it will be of no use at all. For example, you cannot determine any gender as 1.5. If one is male, two is female, 1.5 will not mean anything. So you cannot go beyond the category which is available, particularly in the case of novel. In that case, such a scale which doesn't gives you anything more than a category is called nominal scale. In Hindi, we have nominal accounts, nominal personal, real, and nominal accounts. And nominal accounts are those accounts which are written off in 1 year, because it is having no value more than that. Okay, so nominal are certain expenses and incomes and expenses, something like that. So you can categorize these things either into incomes or into expenses, and these are nominal in nature because these are written off in 1 year itself. Yeah. So further, if we go beyond, so there is ordinal scale. Ordinal scale actually gives information a bit higher than what nominal scale gives. Ordinal scale tells us the order, because it itself says ordinal. So ordinal tells you about the order, that it actually ranks, or it actually categorizes into the data into ranks. Means you cannot actually just distinguish, or you cannot actually find the difference in the two data given under this category order. But at least you will be having something in something to understand, that it tells you that there is some order to be followed, that something is first and other thing is second, or other thing is third. So there is a order. At least the information in this category is more than what you get in the nominal data. At least the order is defined. So that's why it is called ordinal data. Okay, so for example, a person who is here, it has been recognized with the help of number of cigarettes which a person consumes. Suppose how many packs of cigarettes the three smoker consume in a day. It turns out to be first object as the one smokes 1 pack a day, second smokes 2 pack a day, and third smokes maybe 10 pack a day. So who is a bigger smoker? Bigger smoker is a person who consumes 3 packs a day. But here you cannot distinguish between these two. Let me take another example. For example, there is a beauty contest. Okay, in a beauty contest, there are three judges who have actually graded or ranked the participants, and first person is Miss India, and second is the runner-up, and third is the first runner-up, something like that. Okay, so these categories have been done. But if I ask someone that how much beautiful is the first one as compared to second, we will not be having answer of. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? We do not have an answer, but we have an order that some person is coming at first place, some is at second place, another one is at third place. But I cannot say that the person who is at second place is half the beautiful than first place, but at least there is an order. So when there is an order, there is a sequence, at least it is capturing some data, something more than the nominal one. And actually it is telling you an order that this is first, this is second, this is third. But amongst this first, second, and third, you cannot distinguish. You cannot just just say that the third one is you can say one third of the first, one third beautiful of that of the first. You cannot say like that. So there are certain things which are in order, but it will not go beyond that. So those things, those scales which actually tells you a order, is called ordinal scale. Okay, so next is interval scales. So interval scales are having a space between, or you can say it is having a absolute zero. And because there is a difference between these two. For example, just imagine, this is a very good example of interval scale, is a temperature. So temperature is it starts from 0, or it is also in minus. But even in temperature, I cannot compare the things which are at though there is an order also, and there is a degree also. In the ordinal scale, there was no measurement scale to it. So there was not at all anything which I can say that one person is 3 kgs beautiful than other, or it is having a category of 3. So even if it is ranked, then the ranking is done in to just bring it into a order. In interval scale, you have a proper degrees assigned, that at 0 temperature there will be some heat or some cold. A person who is standing at 0 temperature will at least be having some temperature, and a person who is having a temperature of 10 degrees will also be having some temperature. But at the same time, I cannot say a person who is at 0, or who is standing at 1, a person who is standing at 10 degrees is having is feeling 10 times more heat than a person at 1. Right, so this is the interval scale, where there is a interval, or there is a space in between. So that space in between cannot be filled in this interval. But at the same time, when we talk of, so it doesn't has a true zero. So the true zero is not present in case of interval scale, because had the true zeros been there, it would have we would have been able to multiply it or divide it. Though we can add and subtract these things, but we cannot actually multiply or divide. So in interval scale, without a true zero, it is impossible to compute the ratios. That's why ratio is called the highest degree of scales we have. So let us, if we see this example, that 10 degrees plus 10 degrees is equal to 20 degrees, we can add. But 20 degrees is twice the hot of 10 degrees. Can we say like that? We cannot say like that, because everyone is having a different capacity of feeling the heat. So this is not absolute for everyone. But 1 kilometer is 1 kilometer for everyone, whether it is a person, whether it is a man or a woman, or a person living in you can say remote area, a person living in the rural area, or person living in the urban area. 1 kilometer or 1 meter is equal for everyone, because it is having certain standard form of measurement. So last scale is the ratio scale. It is the ultimate nirvana, you can say. I have written it is the ultimate nirvana when it comes to the measurement scales, because they tells us about the order, they also tells us about the exact value between the units, and they have a absolute zero. So the highest degree of measurement is the ratio scales, and this allows for a wide range of both descriptive and inferential statistics to apply. Okay, so this is the highest category where we can, which is being applied. Okay, so if we start from nominal, nominal is the lowest category, which is not at all having any other thing, or you can say it just gives that information to which category a thing belongs to. Secondly, when we come to the interval scale only tells you about that there is a category also, and beyond the category there is a order, but you cannot actually relate the order, because again the absolute zero is also absent, and you cannot even add and subtract those. And interval scale, you can go for addition and subtraction also, and but there is a lack of absolute zero, this interval scale is also having some lacunas. Finally comes the ratio scales. Ratio itself says ratios, that you can divide it, multiply it, subtract it, add it, less it, whatever you want to do, you can do with this scale. Actually, when we use a ratio scale, it is used to make the difference between the the data which is available to you. So this is all about your scales. So scales, ratio scales, it again, it provides all the possibility that is a variable can be meaningfully added, subtracted, multiplied, divided. Now central tendency can be measured by mode, median, and mean. Measurement of dispersion such as standard deviation, coefficient variation can also be calculated from the ratio scales. Had this ratio scales not been there, we would not be able to make the meaning, or you cannot make any inferential statistics, or you cannot make one you can say figure which is representative of the entire population as such without the presence of this ratio scale. So if we want to have a brief about all the scales, you can take a pic of this particular slide, all of you, because this comprise of all the scales as such, and this actually is telling about the distinction between all the scales. So counts are available in nominal, ordinal, and interval both, because all counts. Mode and median can be calculated in ordinal, interval, and ratios. Ratios, it can already, ratio comprise of each and everything. But this mean cannot be calculated for ordinal and interval. Mean can only be calculated in case of ratios, because it uses divided. So mode and median can be calculated over here. The order of values are known in both ordinal and interval, but at the same time can qualify the difference between each value. Ordinal cannot qualify the difference between each value, because you cannot say that number 1 is how much beautiful than number 5 or number 3. But in interval, you can at least tell that 10 degree is 10 more than 20 degrees. But you cannot say over here that the heat at the 10 degree is half the heat you are feeling at 20 degrees. So here addition and subtraction can be done, but you cannot multiply or divide, because comparison is not possible in case of interval. It will be possible only in case of ratio scales, and true zero is present only in ratio. Otherwise, 0 degree, a false zero, is there in interval scale also, but it is of no use at all. So this is all about your scales. So any questions about scales? We can take 1 or 2 questions on the scales, and then we will proceed further. Raviji.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any confusion, any questions about it? Because this will be helpful for us in selecting the things in the near future too.
Some of the participants have written in the chat, sir.
Okay. So
can we have example of ratio scale that can be used in social science? And when do we use this?
Actually, the things out of which you can calculate mean, median, mode, all comes in the ratio scales. For example, height. Height is a ratio scale. You can say distance is also a ratio scale. Weight is a ratio scale, because I can compare that the one person is half the height of other. I can compare. This sentence actually makes sense. Okay. So there are various examples in categorical variables also, and in continuous variables also. All continuous variables actually belong to ratio scales. When the variable is continuous, it belongs to ratio scale only. You cannot, because once the because it in continuous variable only you can have a comparison. Yeah. Any other question?
Sir, difference between continuous and discrete scale.
This all will come in the, because difference I have already told.
Difference between interval and ratio scales.
This that's why I gave you this figure.
Ishita Tiwari, yes.
Yeah, Ishita.
Unmute Ishita.
Hello. Sir,
yeah, Ishita.
What do we mean by true zero? You have mentioned last one.
Yeah.
True zero.
Okay.
Is it starting that category from 0 to 100, 100 to 200? It is like that?
Madam, if you don't mind, what is your height?
5.3.
5.3. So it starts from 0, na?
Yes.
So you start counting from 0. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this height itself is an example of a ratio scale which is having a true 0. So when we start calculating, suppose for example, you start calculating a distance and we put one point that we start from here. So that is a 0 from where we start, and we start counting from there itself. So that is a true 0. No, wait. No, because this might be the question of others also. You have asked a very good question. Suppose, for example, okay, what is 0 is a shunya. Shunya is something which is which comprise of nothing. Shunya was actually invented by Aryabhatta, you might be knowing, and shunya means nothing.
Yes,
right? But in case of interval scale, that is temperature, if there is shunya but there is some heat or there is some cold at shunya in case of interval, so the 0 which is present in the interval is not a true 0. It actually comprises of something. But in case of ratio, where we are determining that shunya is a shunya which from where we are going to start, so that what is a true 0 which is present only in case of ratios and nowhere in case of nominal, ordinal and interval, because nominal, ordinal to सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता, because they are not at all countable even. You cannot count even.
Okay.
Numbers are not present. I hope I have satisfied you, Ishita.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Sonal. Can we take one more, sir?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, Sonal. Unmute.
Hello.
Yes, Sonal.
Yes, sir. Sir, you have given a very good explanation. Sir, my doubt is, as yesterday you told, then whenever we define the values for any variable, for example, in a Likert scale, 1 for strongly disagree, 5 for strongly agree, so the type will become numeric for that variable. So, sir, in that case, my measure will be ordinal. The Likert scale value, the Likert scale के लिए जो भी variable के लिए होगा, in that case, should I define my measure as ordinal in that case or scale?
आप बताइए.
Sir, वैसे तो ये ordinal है, but हमें इस पे calculations आगे करनी होंगी ना?
Now, what the thing is, here what we are doing is that when you are taking average out of it.
Yes.
Can you take averages in case of ordinal?
No.
So here you have to mention it as a scale only.
Okay.
You should, because the purpose is to calculate certain parameters out of it.
True.
Right. So what we are actually doing, even I understand what you have told, and it's a very good question. See, because when we are using the Likert scale, we are marking dissatisfied, highly dissatisfied as 1, satisfied as 2, then 3 as neutral, then 4 as satisfied, and 5 as highly satisfied. So we have increased it, right?
Yeah.
So increment is going on, and also I want to know that one category of person, for example, males are more satisfied than females or not.
Yes.
So how will I be able to do it?
Yes, unless
I have to. Yes, I have to put it in a scale. Then only I will be able to calculate the average of males and make it comparable with the average of females, and then I will find out whether there is a significant difference or not. And
so
we'll
here
be using
is my point of confusion. Yeah, otherwise it's a ordinal scale. but वैसे we have to perform the calculation, so it should be measures में we have to take it scale. And so what about the demographic variables? Because suppose age, marital status or experience or profession are there, so when we define in the values, one is for male, two is for female, then also it is a nominal, na?
Yeah, it's a nominal, but here you have to, no, it's of course it will be nominal only. You cannot put it in order. मैडम ऑर्डर में डालोगे तो लड़ाई हो जाएगी. मेल बोलेंगे हम आगे, फीमेल बोलेंगे नहीं हम आगे.
Right.
So it cannot be in order. It has to be a nominal one. At the same time, and there will be, it will be foolish if I subtract 2 from 1 in case if 2 is female and 1 is male.
Right.
Will it make any sense?
No.
Absolutely. So that's why it is a nominal.
What about age? Age में भी ऐसे ही मतलब, तो demographic variables जो हम यूज कर रहे हैं,
एज जो है वो रेशो है मैडम.
एज रेशो है
बिल्कुल कंटिन्यूअसली. अब है ना 1.5 साल का बच्चा भी होता है
सर, बट अगर मैंने वो कैटेगरीज में डिफाइन कर दी बाद में, मतलब कैटेगरीज है अगर मेरी वो, देन
देखिए वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ. नो, व्हाट यू हैव डन, you have actually converted the continuous into categorical. अभी मैंने बताया था ना आपको, CGPA converting into the grades. तो आप वही तो कर रहे हो.
हाँ,
Got it?
नहीं तो इसको भी हम स्केल लेंगे फिर.
किसको?
एज को
ना. हाँ, at that time if you want to take it as a scale, if you want to categorize it, तो इसको स्केल भी लेने की, उसको भी नॉमिनल रहने दीजिए आप.
हाँ, वही उसको नॉमिनल.
If you are asking the data from the people in the form of only numerical, then it will be a ratio. But if you have already categorized it, then it will be nominal.
हाँ, because so we can calculate the mean scores for these. Suppose मेरे को I have to differentiate my data on basis of the gender or age, then I can perform those tests over here. If I take these variables as nominal,
can be done, but it has to be seen that what type of hypothesis it is. Totally depends on that.
Okay, sir. Antima Sharma. Yes, Antima ji. Unmute yourself, Antima ji. Last question.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
सर,
Antima.
हम ऑर्डिनल के लिए यूज करते हैं कि हम लोग मैग्नीट्यूड कैलकुलेट नहीं कर सकते. तो सर इंटरवल स्केल में जब हम मल्टीपल और वैल्यूज को मल्टीपल और डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते, तो उस सिचुएशन में हम बोल सकते हैं कि हम इंटरवल स्केल के लिए मैग्नीट्यूड कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं.
मुझे आपका क्वेश्चन समझ में नहीं आया
सर. और जैसे ऑर्डिनल स्केल में हम ऑर्डर्स दे देते हैं वैल्यूज को, उस सिचुएशन में हम बोलते हैं मतलब दोनों के बीच में कितना एग्जैक्ट डिफरेंस है, जैसे फर्स्ट वाला सेकंड से कितना ज्यादा ब्यूटीफुल है, तो हम वो मैग्नीट्यूड नहीं बता सकते हैं.
एब्सोल्युटली. वो ऑर्डिनल में आप केवल ऑर्डर बता सकते हो.
हाँ, तो ये चीज हम इंटरवल स्केल्स में बता.
एक आदमी 10 सिगरेट पी गया और दूसरा आदमी 5 सिगरेट पी गया, तो मैं कहूंगा कि भाई पहले वाले ने डबल सिगरेट पी, उसकी सिगरेट के नंबर से बता सकता हूँ मैं, लेकिन सिगरेट उसको कितना हार्म कर रही है उससे नहीं बता सकता मैं. गेटिंग?
यस सर.
तो वहां पे अपन केवल ऑर्डर ले सकते हैं. इन दैट प्लेस वी कैन ओनली यूज ऑर्डर्स, or you can just say that the first is more than other, but how much far or how much is there, you cannot say that. So that is the ordinal one.
फिर सर इंटरवल में इसका मेजरमेंट हम कर सकते हैं.
Interval में you can only recognize that this is 10, this is 20, because interval also doesn't comprise of absolute zero, so you cannot even say. So it will seem that 20 is double the 10, but at 20 you are feeling the heat at 20 will be double the heat you are feeling at 10. You cannot say that, because heat for every body will be different.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, sir. We can continue now.
Fine. So this was all about scales, and let us proceed further. Setting the measure. So what we have to do in order to set the measure? So everyone whosoever has, I think all of you have now SPSS with you. Just click this measure over there, and you will find scale, ordinal, and nominal over there. Okay, so you can put the data in the correct form in the scale, ordinal, or nominal. Okay, so next is role. This particular role you will not find in SPSS 17. Those who are having 32-bit computers, this role will not be there as such. So let me tell you the role of this role in SPSS itself. So the final column of the variable view table is called role. This is a recent addition in SPS, as I have already told you. Recent means it has been added, I think 5 years back. This presentation is also a bit older, and is intended to help the user who are understanding the complex analysis. So what will happen? It will tell you that what this particular role means, what role you are assigning to this particular. Let me just directly go on these roles. So there are four type of roles which a variable can have. One can be used as an input, that is an independent variable. If you will put it as an input, it will be used as an independent variable. And if it is a target variable, or you can say it is a dependent variable, then you have to define it as a target or dependent variable. Sometimes it happens in structural equation modeling. We see that one dependent variable also become independent afterwards and can affect some other variable too. In that case, it can be used as a both, or it is having no role at all, or it can be a categorical variable which is having no role, or it is just an identification type of thing. Suppose yesterday I gave you example of ID, so it is having no role at all. So these type of things are actually, this input, target, and both is used only if the category is scale, or you can say if you have set the measure as a scale, then only you can use input, target, or both. Otherwise rest all will be having none role at all. So this is the role option. In practice, this is not likely to be useful for the new users, as it is recommended that the role will be left as an input only. So by default आपके इसमें जब आएगा ना, तो it will be input. So आप इसको छेड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, right? So even if you want to go for partition or split, certain type of things are also there in the advanced versions. So you need not to touch this, okay? Because we are and even we will be touching this in the next workshop, when we will be going with the regression analysis, and when the dependent and independent variable will be used. Okay, so there is a no role at all. If you want to say it like that, then it will be true that role is having not that much role. So it is by default, it is input, so keep it as input itself. So next is your most awaited thing, that is a data entry using SPSS, which we will be doing now. So that is the agendas for today's workshop. Now data entry using SPSS. Before proceeding further for the data, entering data in SPSS, first we need to understand the schedule or the instrument used for collection of the data, along with the purpose for which the data is being collected. Because now you are collecting certain, or now you are going to enter certain data which I am going to give you, or I have already given you. So for this exercise will be performed, by which the data entry can be learned, and same data will be used for the further purpose of analysis. So whatever you will be learning now, we will be applying our test on the same data in the future. Now let us understand the data schedule. The present data set is the raw. Now I hope you have one instruction was given to all of you, that you have to take a printout of a sheet, which is which through which a data is to be entered. I hope you all of you have that sheet with you in your hand, or if you are not having in your hand, you might be having a copy of that in your mobile. So I give you 2 minutes to arrange it. I know many of you might be not be having, because you might be searching it here and there, or you might be searching it in your either in the computer or in your mobile itself. So take 2 minutes to find it out, because we have to perform the other things, because understanding of this thing is very, very important in order to proceed further. Meanwhile, if anyone is having any question regarding role, or anyone having any question regarding anything else which they are not able to ask before, they can ask me now. Ravi ji?
Yes, and I have also posted the data file in WhatsApp group also.
That is excellent.
Excellent, you can also
excellent.
see that.
Fine. So you can open your WhatsApp over there itself. The Ravi sir has just now given you one message of that. अब ये वही है सर जो मैंने आपको
बिल्कुल सर वही डेटा फाइल वही.
Fine. So you all are having now ready data in your hand. Meanwhile, if you want me to answer any of your questions, I'm here.
Yes,
Otherwise, we can proceed further.
Anybody wants to ask something, please raise your hands. One of the participants are asking, please ask this question about the role. Moderating variables are used as both? Question mark.
Can be used as both. Okay. So actually, what the thing is, if I will start answering these questions of which is supposed to be answered in the next workshop, other people will get confused.
Okay.
So let us.
Yes, one is the name of Inspira. Okay, please unmute yourself, Inspira. Inspira, please.
Hello. Yes. Sir, good evening. My name is Pranit Naik.
Sir, Pranit. Please, can you please log in with your name for next time, sir?
Yes, yes.
No problem. You are inspiring others. No problem.
Okay.
Sir, my question is with respect to interval scale. Sir, temperature does not have true zero. Why?
I'm answering it third time now. At zero temperature, have you ever been to Kashmir?
No, sir.
That's why you're asking this question. Actually, what happens, even at zero temperature, you at least feel some heat or some cold. I cannot say, or you cannot say, there is nothing at that.
Okay.
So that's why in interval scale, there is something which actually is there, but we cannot consider it as such. That's why it is called interval scale, and that's why interval scales are not having absolute zero. Because absolute zero is something which is shunya, which is having nothing.
Okay.
You cannot say there is anything over there.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So, Raviji, should we proceed now? I hope all are having this data entry schedule with you in your hand. So, before proceeding further with the data entry in the SPSS, first we need to understand the schedule or the instrument which used for the collection of the data along with the purpose for which the data is being collected. Now, in your hand, there is one sheet. Okay, go through that thoroughly. I am going to ask some questions from some of you about that sheet. Okay, so you might have gone through. So for this exercise, we will be performing, by which the data entry can be learned, and the same data will be, whatever data you will feed over here will be used further. Okay, so I hope everyone has gone through the schedule which is given to you. So my question to you is, what have you understood out of the data which is in your hand? Please tell me that. Who will answer? Raviji?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Who is answering? Who has raised the hand?
According to sheet, what is lower? Sir, how to raise hand? Actually, there is a hand raise icon. When you click more, Priyanka Sethi. Yes, Priyanka Sethi. Please ask. Please unmute yourself. Yes,
sir, this data is actually revealing the final score of the students from 3 different sections, which have undergone 5 quiz series.
Okay. So means this is a data which is related to a class of students. Should I say like that?
Yes, sir.
So first conclusion.
Class of students. Exactly. Yeah. Class of students who have been divided into 3 different sections.
Very good.
And they have gone under 5 quiz series. So the final score has been taken from those 5 quiz. And the CGPA has actually extracted from that, sir.
Very good. What else?
Sir, I'm not able to see that GPA say jo next wala yes and no ka answer. I can't see the complete heading on that actually.
No problem. Anyone, anything else? You're very correct. क्या नाम बताया था? अंकिता?
Priyanka Sethi, sir.
Priyanka ji, you're very correct.
Ujjwal Seth. Yes, Ujjwal Seth ji. Please unmute yourself. Ujjwal Seth.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, temperature is measured in Kelvin.
Sorry.
Then what will happen? Will this be interval scale or ratio scale?
What? Sir, temperature. Okay. Temperature is always an interval scale, sir.
Is
Whether you
used in
measure in
Kelvin, sir.
Kelvin, whether you measure it in centigrade or Fahrenheit, whatever scale you use, it for a statistical purpose. It is not having any absolute zero, so it will come under the interval scale only.
Sir, in the Kelvin scale, there are some absolute zero.
Sir, temperature, sir, absolute zero is in centigrade also. In
No,
Fahrenheit also
it
there
is
is
not.
zero.
Yes.
Yeah,
But this is not absolute.
absolute.
Actually,
Sir, the zero itself given in temperature is not absolute at all.
okay, sir. But
Because
in
you feel heat or cold at that zero temperature also. So there is something at least at that temperature. So you
okay, sir.
cannot say it is absolute one.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, second question, sir.
Ah.
Sir, in the SPSS, are there any command window where we can put the commands and the results will come out?
Sir, let us understand it. Maybe today or tomorrow we will be doing that. All that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay,
So,
Anu Cletus, please, Anuji. Unmute yourself. Yes, Anuji.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I am Anucletus from Kerala, and I am really sorry that because I am in unofficial dress, I can't turn on the camera. I am
it's
really
okay.
sorry. Sir, to your question, I would like to say the data shows comparative study of academic and non-academic performance among
Very
Asians,
good.
whites, and blacks.
Excellent. So that is one of the inference which we can now here. Very good. Very good. Your name is Anu.
Anucletus.
Okay.
Anucletus.
Anucletus,
I'm
you
a
are very
Keralite.
correct. Yeah. Okay. You are
And
very
thank you so
correct.
much, sir.
Yeah, because here when you see the data, your insights start opening up. Okay, I can do this with it. This may be happen. This may be there. So you have applied your mind in a very good direction. That what can you do with that data? Actually, that was my purpose, to just make you see the data. So just before you, Priyanka ji has told about the data, that what data actually tells. The next step you have covered. Priyanka might be having this also in her mind, but you have covered the next step, that what this data can do. So this is a very correct and very good approach. So that approach is needed for a statistician to just take the decision, and that's actually help us the statistics to take decisions in a better way, and that is the purpose for which we are studying this SPSS too. Very good, excellent.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. We can
Fine.
proceed, sir. Now.
Fine.
Yes.
So let me explain about what this data sets tells you. So the present data set is a raw data of calculating grades in a particular class. This comprises of simple roll list of the students. Okay, you might be seeing ID numbers are also there. So these is simply a roll list of the students, further extended with the variables related to calculation of grades scored by the students. So it is nothing but an attendance register which is extended towards calculation of the grades. So a single teacher is teaching three sections of the class. Now here comes the purpose, which Anucletus just now has told about, that okay, we may be having some comparison between the three classes or something like that. So a single teacher is teaching in the three sections of the class, comprising approximately 35 students in each section, making a total of 105. Now the data set in your hand, it actually comprises of 22 only. Okay, the data set which is in your hand, it is of 22 students. That's it, not more than that. Because I want you to enter this 22 in SPSS now itself, while we will be doing this. So various aspects used to distinguish each students are named as variables. So each student is having a different. So now see, these are the variables. Variables actually vary throughout the students, and students are the cases. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the students. So each student will be having a different ID. He will be having a different name. The gender will be different. His ethnicity will be different. Year in which year he is studying is different. His standard, his section, GPA in the previous class, now extra credit project taken or not, whether he has taken the extra credit project or not. So review classes taken or not, and the scores out of 5 for the 5 quizzes. So this actually was one of the very ideal thing which I have taken in order to take you through this SPSS, because this comprise of every type of data. It is having continuous data also, it is having a discrete data also, it is having categorical data too. So all types of things are covered. So nothing was better than this. And secondly, we all are teachers, or we are going to be the teachers. So there was nothing more which is common in all of us than this teaching part. That's why had I been taking some HR or some finance area, other people would have felt defended. But this particular exercise is good for all of us, and that's why I have taken this particular schedule, which, or this particular exercise which we will be doing in order to understand. From tomorrow and onwards, we will be doing some analysis portion. Today we will be doing one of the most important part, how to manually enter the data in SPSS. So, and these all things, ID, name, and all things, how to enter, what to enter, I have explained in my next slide. So you have to understand the and this has been taken by this Darren and Merle. So these are the variables. Now see very carefully. ID is there. This is a 6-digit student number. Now, if you have taken the printout of this particular sheet, on the back of the sheet, please start writing all these. ID is the 6-digit student number, which is to be mentioned. Last name is the last name of the student. First name is the first name of the student. Gender is gender of the student. Now here comes the thing which you have to mention. All of you have to do the same thing. You have in value labels, when you are entering gender, in the value labels, you have to put 1 as male and 2 as female. Please mind it, or otherwise note it down. 1 as male and 2 as female. Okay. Next is your ethnicity of the student. 1 is Native American, 2 is Asian, 3 is black, 4 is white, and 5 is Hispanic. So these are the 5 categories, or you can say the ethnicity has been divided into 5 categories. So this class is a class of those students who have come from the different areas of the world to study over there. Okay, so this is what it is to be taken care of. That ethnicity you have to write accordingly. Year in the school means this is Frosh is the first year, Sof is the second year, 3 is junior, that is he is in third year, and 4 is the senior, he is in fourth year. So instead of Frosh, Sof, junior and senior, you can write 1 is equal to first year, 2 is equal to second year, third is equal to 3 is equal to third year, and fourth is equal to fourth year. You have to categorize it in this way. I hope, or you can take a picture of this particular slide also, because this will be helpful for you in entering the data. Or if you're writing by your own hand, nothing better than that. Okay. So should I proceed further? Raviji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. So next is further categorization of the same sheet which is given to you. Low up is either lower or upper division. So 1 is equal to lower, that is if a student is in first year or second year, he will be called in the lower division, and 2 that if he is in third or fourth year. This low and up will be of not that much use. Even if you do not write it, will be okay. Next is your section. So section are from 1, 2, and 3. 1 is equal to section 1, 2 is equal to section 2, and 3 is equal to section 3. Okay. Next is your GPA. GPA is the cumulative GPA of the beginning of the course, means it is a GPA of the previous class. So a person, every student who has been transferred or who is coming to this class of the college will be having some GPA. Even those who are in first year will be having some GPA in their 12th. So their previous GPA is to be mentioned in under the head of GPA. Next is 10 is extra credit. If a person has or a student has taken some extra credit project, then it is 1 is equal to no. If he has taken the extra credit project, 1 is no and 2 is yes. Even you can inverse it, but here whatsoever we are writing, 1 is equal to no and 2 is equal to yes, you have to put it like that. So this will be helpful in understanding whether the extra credit project taken by the student is helpful in increasing his GPA score or not. So if he has taken or if he has not taken, that's only the matter. Next is review. Whether or not the student attended the review sessions. 1 is no and 2 is yes. So if he has attended the review session, so here you can just see the impact of review sessions on GPA. That is GPA going to increase if the review sessions has been taken. So that can be seen from this particular point. Next is your quiz number 1 to quiz number 5. As a total scores out of 10 marks in each quiz is held. So 10, 10, 10, and the final exam is of 75 marks. Now if you see the calculation over here, the total actually is calculated out of 125. So quiz 1 and 2 quiz 5 is of 10 marks each, and final exam is of 75 marks. If you add 50 marks, 10 into 5 is equal to 50 plus 75, it will make you 125. So this is all about your entire schedule, which you have just now seen, and which you have which now you have to enter the data according to this. Okay.
Sir, can you please show this previous slide?
Yeah,
64.
Yeah.
Yes, participants, you can
take a pic,
picture.
Or you can,
yeah,
or even if you are writing, I am not in hurry. My purpose is to make you understand and make you learn, and learn myself too.
Yes, Ashima, we have shown this slide. Rama Singh ji. Surya Shikha is asking GPA. Please explain. Once we need to write the addition of 2 GPA.
Addition of 2 GPA?
Question
need
mark.
not to write.
Okay.
GPA is a cumulative score, and which will be calculated using a formula, just as it is required to be. And actually, this is a GPA of a previous class which a student is already having. So no calculation is required in order for this GPA to be done.
Yes,
so
Nidhi
GPA,
Can we take Nidhi Srivastav's question?
Yeah, why not? Please.
Yes, Nidhi. Please unmute.
Sorry, it got pressed by mistake. I don't have a question right now. Sorry.
Thank you.
We are fortunate to hear your voice, ma'am. No problem.
Surya Shikha, please, can you please raise the hand if you want to ask something, so that I can, get you. There is an option, raise hand bar, so you can raise it. Then only I can unmute you. Amit Nanwani ji. Yes, Amit ji, please unmute.
Sir, it was pressed mistakenly.
Okay, yes.
No problem.
Surya Shikha? Yes, Surya Shikha.
Good evening. I just wanted to ask, like in case of cumulative GPA, if the only GPA of that class is given, we can write that. But when we talk about cumulative GPA, it is means from first year, second year, third year, all additional GPA.
Absolutely.
So what we write when we talk about cumulative GPA?
So we are not at all considering any cumulative GPA over here, and this particular exercise is not related to that. Cumulative GPA over here, for a GPA, you just need to understand it is a GPA of the previous class. It is actually CGPA which the student has earned. Cumulative GPA is a CGPA which the student has earned in the previous class. Actually, what happens, there is some perception that a person who is having a higher GPA in the previous class will be having a higher GPA in this class also.
So that's not
Getting
true.
my point? So that may or may not be. That is a hypothesis, madam. That what we have to see. That a person is having a higher GPA in the previous class, is having a same GPA in the current class. Then my question is, what a teacher is doing.
True.
Are you getting my point? So there may be other factors also. We cannot blame the teacher that if he is teaching a person of a higher GPA and they are again having the higher one. So that is a status quo maintained. Are you getting my point? So here we can actually learn about that. Is there any impact of CGPA, the previous CGPA, on the current results or not? That what is the hypothesis? I hope you understand.
Okay, so we write the actual values only.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we have to just need to write the actual values which are already given to us. We need not to calculate that. Yeah, which is given to us. We are not at all going for a calculation of that too. I hope it makes sense.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We can proceed now, sir.
So everyone has gone through these things, because now, because we are able to understand the because if you have seen, I have not pressed you pressed you much on data sheet. Whatever we have learned was from the variable sheet only. That is a variable view. So first, the most important task before entering the data is to establish the variable view. Now, the data which is in your hand, I think most of you have started filling it up in the SPSS. Don't do it. Don't do it without actually going with this variable, the variables which I have already given you. You have to fix up these variables, then only the things will happen. Let us see how. So, following is something which is related to, just a moment. Yeah, following data is required to be entered. Now, what is the data which is required to be entered? Let us see that. Now, this is the data which all of you have in your hand. Am I correct or not? Now,
Yes,
this data, I have taken a screenshot. What the biggest screenshot which I could have taken from the data view. This is a screenshot of data view. Mind it, this is a screenshot of data view. Now, in data view, if you see, normally if we see our SPSS, because you have not entered anything till date in your SPSS sheet, your SPSS sheet in the data view will be showing VAR, VAR, VAR in the horizontal, and 1 2 3 4 in the vertical. But in this data sheet, which is a screenshot of a data view, is showing ID, last name, first name, gender. These all things are coming up one by one. Getting? So these all things, I have already explained you what these all things meant. Okay, so these are coming over here. It means that this you have to create in the variable sheet, then only this will appear over here. Okay, so mind it, we have to use it. So for the purpose of entering the data for the analysis in SPSS, first the variable structure is required to be prepared. The next slides will help you in creating the structure of the data variable for effectively entering the given data in SPSS. So let us see. So this is, so what we have to do is open the document in the SPSS and click the variable view. So first, most thing whenever you are entering the data in SPSS is that first you have to create the data structure in the, or we can say the variable structure in the variable view of SPSS, and then only you should enter the data as such. Okay, so the first one step is that you have to click this variable view. Now you are in the variable view of your window. I hope everyone is doing it. Come on the variable view, like by pressing the variable view over here. After this, you have to select this cell and click and select the first cell of the variable and type here ID. What is the first variable? First variable is ID. See your sheet, the sheet which is in your hand. See that the first variable is ID. So you have to write here ID. Okay, because this ID will vary from student to student. Okay, so this is the first most variable which is called ID. You have to write it ID. So now what type of variable it is? ID is a numeric variable. So you have to press this and select it as a numeric one. Okay, so if you press over here in this, what will happen? You press this, see what happens. There is a box which is coming. Select numeric in it. Okay, and close it. Okay, so these all things, after typing ID, press the tab key, when you will be pressing the tab key, the default attributes will automatically appear. These all are the default attributes. That, see, default attribute in case of width is 8, in case of decimal is 2, right? Label you have to put, as whether you do not want to put label, you can, otherwise ID can, it's the label of ID can be identification number or ID itself. Okay, name. Now here the values are none, because we do not want to categorize each and every ID, and there is no sense in categorizing IDs as such. So here we will not use values at all. So because we do not want to categorize it, there are no missing values. Columns are 8, right aligned. Measures are unknown, or you can say none. You can put the measure as otherwise it is also, because otherwise what will you can do, otherwise what you can do is put here nominal, because ID will tell only the ID of that person and nothing else. So measure over here will be nominal. Okay, and what else is remaining? Yeah, remaining is your input, because by default it is coming as an input. You can customize this. Now this ID is of 6 digit. Now see how many digit ID is of 6 digits. So width can be 6. You can adjust it to 6. Now if you will put ID in decimal, it will not be good. So you put decimal as a 0 over here. Okay, so accordingly you can customize each and every attribute of the variable which you will be doing. Okay, now at this moment itself, after doing this, first of all do this and tell me you have done it. I would like to listen from you whether you have done it correctly or not. So take 2 minutes for doing it.
Oppo F7. Yes, Oppo F7. Can you please tell your name?
Oppo F7.
Done, sir. Done, sir. Sir, everybody has done.
Oh, wow.
Done,
Great.
Sir.
Excellent. Excellent.
Done,
excellent.
sir. Done.
Excellent.
Yes.
So here, if you have done it, now just what I'm saying, you follow that. Now go on data view. Go on data view. What you can see is the first most VAR now has become ID. It has become ID or not? You can respond in the chat box. It has become ID or not?
Yes.
Fine. So I hope now you are able to understand. Now this ID, now the compare that the sheet which is in your hand, compare it with this data sheet which you are now preparing. So whatever variables over here will be coming, it will be now. Let us see what is the next variable. What is the next variable in the data sheet? Last name. Next variable in the data sheet is last name. Okay. So last name, how will you write? If you will write last space name, it will give you error. Try it. The next variable name is last name. If you will write last space name, it will give you error. And then again you can correct it by putting last last itself. It is understood that last means last name, first means first name, or you can put whatever you want to. And then again press tab. Now here the name have to be string. Can name be numerical? It cannot be numerical. किसी का नाम सुना है आपने? एक नंबर, वो बात अलग है, वो बाप नंबरी तो बेटा 10 नंबरी वाली मूवी अलग है. But here you will not be having someone. Yeah, Pratham is one of the name, but these are exception, right? And even Pratham is itself a name, but it is not a name. It is not a number. It is Pratham. It is not one. Okay, so last name, first name, both will be having a string characteristic. So the type of this variable name is string. And as soon as you put string, the decimal itself will be silent. Just see that. As soon as you put string decimal, we will not find decimal in that. Okay, now you want to put in label, if you want to write LAST NAME, no problem, you can write it. The values are not at all till required, because name will not be having the values. Okay, missing is none, column and all, everything is done. So ID ho gaya, last name ho gaya. In the same way you have to do the first name also. First name will be, wo bhi hona chahiye, in the same way in which we have done the last name. Okay. Now, what is your next variable after first this ID, last name, first name? What is then? I think there is gender, I suppose. Let me see. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah. Gender and then ethnicity and then year. Fine. Okay. So next is your gender. Now be careful over here when we are doing gender, because now I have given you the inputs, what you have to do. In case of gender, what you have to do? You have to use what? In case of gender, you have to use 1 for male and 2 for female. So mind it, because now we will be using the values. Now we'll be using the values. Okay. So come to gender. Now gender, yesterday I told you the entry will be in numeric form. So gender will be a numeric variable where 1 stands for male and 2 stands for female, or whatever is here. Okay. And you have to enter the width. In this case will be 1, because you have to either enter male or female or whatever, or you, if you want to write it, or otherwise better you do not touch this width. It is 8 by default, no problem. Okay. Decimal will be 0, because 1.0 will mean nothing. Okay. Values, in values you have to write 1, then male, and then you have to add, and then you have to write 2 female and then add, and let the remaining be like this, what it is. Okay. So after the at the end, you will be having a sheet like this, that ID, numeric. This is a variable sheet which you are preparing. Okay, variable view. So first we have to prepare the variable view. So please prepare the variable view like this. It is given. I have intentionally put some measures wrong over here. Okay, so let us see how do you interpret the measures given over here along with the variable. So I give you 10 minutes to do it. I think that will be sufficient. 10 minutes. Or you need some more time, you can have some more time also. But you have to do it over here. And I would like to see some screens also, Raviji, that it has been done properly. So those who are doing it, and those who come first, they will be having you have to open the option to share the screen for the time. Okay, Raviji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I am allowing you 10
no
to
problem,
15
sir.
I am allowing you 10 to 15 minutes to prepare this data sheet.
1 or 2 participants have raised the hand, sir.
Yeah, please. We can take that.
The Oppo F7. Please ask. Earlier also I unmute you. Oppo F7. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Can you share your name?
Myself, Dr. Mohina.
Okay.
Mohina ji, namaste.
Namaskar, sir.
So I hope your SPSS is working good now.
Yes, sir. With your kind support and encouragement, it is working.
Yeah, great. Yeah, please tell me.
सर जब मैंने आईडी को फीड किया है, मेजर में मेरे पास अननोन आने की बजाय स्केल आ रहा है.
अननोन नहीं आएगा वो. अननोन करके कोई मेजर नहीं होता. आप उसको नॉमिनल डालिए ना. ये देखिए यहाँ पे क्या पड़ा हुआ है, नॉमिनल डला हुआ है.
नॉमिनल है. नॉमिनल मैं चेंज कर सकती हूँ, बट आपका अननोन
नहीं
अननोन टाइम मिसिंग आउट समथिंग.
अरे नहीं, वो अननोन क्या है कि मैं वहां तक एक्चुअली मैंने टैब दबा के मैं वहां तक पहुंचा ही नहीं था, और मैंने उसके पहले स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया था. सो आप उसको नॉमिनल डालिए. मेजर हैज टू बी डिफाइंड फॉर ईच एंड एवरी वेरिएबल. जो भी वेरिएबल होगा ना, उसका मेजर तो होगा ही होगा। दुनिया में कोई भी ऐसा वेरिएबल नहीं है जिसके जो ये 4 कैटेगरी के बाहर आ जाए। कोई भी ऐसा वेरिएबल आपको नहीं मिलेगा विच इज आउट ऑफ दीज 4 कैटेगरीज।
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
please
in
tell.
gender, it will be scale.
In gender, what? Yeah, you tell me what it will be. It should be nominal only, because it actually tells you.
It should be
Can you
nominal,
categorize?
yes.
Can you
Because
categorize? Can you categorize gender?
we can. No, no.
You cannot say
It will
males
be
are superior
nominal.
than females or females are superior than male. लड़ाई हो जाएगी सब। मेरी तो बीवी घर में नहीं
Yes,
घुसने
sir.
देगी।
चलिए, thank you sir, thank you ma'am.
Yeah, anything else?
Anything, sir? ये one of the participant Ramesh KV is very keen to understand. I
Yeah.
entered the last, but it is invalid character. Where to write these last name, first name, gender name? Re-explain, sir.
Yeah, invalid character इसलिए आ रहा है क्योंकि because I have told them not to use space and they are using space.
Yeah. So Ramesh KV ji, please listen to the sir.
Mr. Ramesh
Don't
KV,
use-
do not use space when you are
don't use
writing
space,
anything in
yeah.
name. Now see here. Now see this sheet. ID last LAST NAME चिपका हुआ है. It is all joined together. If you use space, it will give you invalid character because you are not following the rules. What was the rule? Rule was that you should not use space. If you remember, yesterday I told you.
I request all the participants, please log in with your name.
Or you can rename, sir. Please tell them to rename.
Yes. You can rename also by clicking the more button. Clicking the more, you will find the more when you. So you can rename also.
Just go on your picture, press right click. You can rename by that.
Seema Chaudhary ji, yes, Seema Chaudhary ji, please unmute yourself. Seema Chaudhary ji.
हेलो सर,
हाँ जी,
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग
सर, इसमें जो मेजर्स गिवन है उनमें मिस्टेक लग रही है ना, वो थोड़े मतलब जो होने चाहिए वो नहीं है। जैसे कि आईडी है वो
एसपीएस ना ढंग से इंस्टॉल तो हुआ नहीं।
तो सर मैंने इसमें देखा है ना, शीट में शीट तो है मेरे पास।
मैं तो कहा ना आपको, मेजर्स मैंने जानबूझ के गलत डाले हुए हैं यहाँ पे।
हाँ सर, वो गलत है, वही चीज पूछ रही
आप थोड़ा अपना दिमाग तो लगाओ, इसलिए
हाँ
मैंने
सर, इसमें जैसे कि जो जेंडर है वो नॉमिनल में आएगा एंड जो ये आईडी है वो नंबर्स में होती है आईडी, तो इस नॉमिनल में नहीं
यहाँ पे
आएगी।
जेंडर के आगे ऑर्डिनल लगाया ताकि थोड़ा डिस्प्यूट तो हो कि कौन किससे ज्यादा सुपीरियर है। क्लास में कुछ तो मसाला होना चाहिए ना।
सही है सर, सही है। ओके सीमा जी
हो गया या फिर कुछ एनीथिंग एल्स? अच्छा, आप अभी किस पे काम कर रहे हो? एसपीएस तो इंस्टॉल ढंग से हुआ ही नहीं था।
नहीं सर, मैं तो रजिस्टर पे कर रही हूँ, फिलहाल लिख रही हूँ।
अच्छा चलिए ठीक है, अपन आज अभी लेट नाइट और एक बार और वी विल ट्राई वंस अगेन सो दैट बाय टुमारो यू विल बी एबल टू। राइट, ओके फाइन।
Hongam Cognac, yes, Hongam Cognac ji.
Hongam, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine.
I hope you are able to use your SPSS in a better way.
Sir, actually, I missed some the first part of the instruction, and I'm finding it difficult.
Okay, what is the difficulty? You tell me that.
I'm not. I think I clicked on some. I think I took a wrong step. So, from the first itself, I'm not able to start. So.
Okay.
I don't know how it should be cleared and restart again.
Okay, then I think we have to talk after the class. I will tell you, you just share your screen with me using TeamViewer.
Yes.
And I will resolve the things over there itself, and I will give you a session of 15 minutes at that time. You just now observe what is going on and you try to do, if you can do, try to do some error. Actually, Hongam, what the thing is, with you, I have observed one thing. You actually are afraid using your computer, that you are afraid of that something wrong may not happen. So please go ahead and do the mistake. I'm there to correct it. Don't worry about it.
No, actually, I clicked on input. So
fine. No problem.
Roll. Yeah, and so the other steps, I don't know how to go further.
So you just press tab. Press tab, you will be on the second row now.
And here I'm getting variable 0, 1.
Can you do one thing, Hongam, just you do one thing.
Okay.
Take the photograph, the pic of the screen which is now in front of you.
Okay.
Now you mind it that you have to prepare your variable view according to this screen.
Okay.
Okay, and the instruction which I have given you while you were writing certain things, when I was giving you the how to just write the attributes. Do it.
Okay.
Right, and I will take your query again.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Chandan. Yes, Mr. Chandan Sonkar ji. Please unmute. Mr. Chandan. Yes, Mr. Chandan. Hello. Okay, sir. I think we should continue.
Fine, then I think 10 more minutes are there with
Yes,
them.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. 15 minutes are there.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So let them finish off this, and we will take one or two queries. And
I think Sonali also wants to ask. Can we take?
yeah, why not? Why not? We can keep on taking the things because that will be a proper utilization of the time in between. Yes, Sonali.
Sonali ji आ गई हैं वापस. Yes, Sonali ji.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Sonali ji. बताइए.
Sir, I've entered the data in my SPSS sheet, and after that, I try to add, add labels to the gender, right? So I have done that, and once it has been done, after that, I have just switched to the data view page. And after that, I can't go back to the variable view. It's like stuck somewhere. I don't know what to do now.
So it's a problem of your system, I think so, because
I
it
tried to shut down the PC once and twice, and again I'm getting that same page, and it's not moving here and there. And I've entered everything. I'm like,
Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Sir,
Can
Ravi ji?
Sir, just a minute. Yes, please share the screen, Sonali ji.
Yeah, 1 second. I have to click it on share, no?
Yeah, you have to click it on share screen. Then जहाँ पर भी आपकी फाइल है वहाँ से आप उसको क्लिक कर दीजिए.
But my file is on my PC, na? So.
तो PC पर ही अच्छा. Okay.
Okay, you are doing it. Okay, you can. What you can do
नहीं
is
कर
just.
पाएंगे सर ये.
कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है.
Sir, can I send you the snapshot?
हाँ, आप snapshot भेज दीजिए अगर आप भेज सकती हैं तो. कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can send you.
किस पे भेजेंगी? WhatsApp पे भेज दीजिए, मैं देख लूँगा.
Okay, sir.
You have my number? You have my number with you?
No, sir. I don't have your number.
Just take it 9634.
Just a second, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
9634 330 885.
9634
330 885.
330. And last is
885.
885. Sorry. Thank you, sir. I'll
Okay,
just
sir,
share
फिर
my
ये
screen.
मतलब बाद में भेज देंगी सर आपको सेशन के बाद में.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं. अभी भेज दे तो अभी अगर कोई और क्वेरी है तो अपन ले लेते हैं.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Varuna Sharma is asking, sir, can you please tell why we are choosing string for last name and first name?
Last name and first name cannot be numbers actually. That's why we have to choose strings. Because strings are the things which are in words. So last name and first name will be in words. Even the name is Pratham, we have to write Pratham. We cannot use one. So that's why if you will not put it over a string, it will not accept the names of others which are in a string otherwise. Right? So you have to put over here as a string. And when you are putting it as a string, it will not accept numeric. And we don't want numeric to be there in the names. Names are only in strings. Na? My name is Manvinder Singh. Ravi sir's name is Ravikant Modi. So this is something. Seema Chaudhary is there. Sonali Sharma is there. So these all are strings. These all are categorized as strings. That's why you have to choose a string as such. You see, no other variable except name is string. All other variable are numeric. Because those all have to be entered in numbers.
Thank you so much, sir. Mohammad Khan. Yes, Mohammad Khan. Please, you can ask Mohammad Khan ji.
Sirji, how are you?
I'm good.
I just want to know how we can save our file.
Saving the file. Okay. Saving the file will come if you go on FILE file menu. There is an option to save it. Go on file menu. There is an option to save it. So you can save the file as save as also, and you can directly save it with the name whatever you want.
Okay, save as.
Yeah, save as. Put your name, just like as we save the Word files. You can save this also.
So where we need to save, where it will go? So it will save in the computer or in Spss?
No, of course, computer is so your Spss is also in your computer, so it will be saved in the computer itself. Okay, so it will whatever location you want to give. If you want to save it on the desktop, it can be saved on the desktop also.
No,
so totally depends on how you want to.
Okay, so I'm a bit confused. Can we save inside in Spss? No, right?
Yeah, it will, sir, wherever you save it. SPSS is a software. It is not meant for the purpose of saving the files. Saving files will happen in your system only. It will give you, it will give you an extension that the file which you have saved will not be opened anywhere else except in SPSS.
Okay, we just
so
need to
the file which you are saving is SPV file. The extension is SPV. No, it is a default extension, and you will see an icon of, because SPSS is installed on your system, so you will see an icon of SPSS, right, when you will be opening it. So it will determine that this is a SPSS file. So you can save it on the desktop. Okay, whatever work you have done, save it on the desktop and again try to reopen it. If you will double click it, it will directly open with SPSS only.
Okay, so one thing more, a bit confused about discrete and continuous variable.
Okay, discrete and
continuous variable. Continuous is.
Sir, this discrete and continuous variable we will be taking in the further sessions to come. Don't worry, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I will clear each and every doubt.
Okay, Charu. Yes, Charu. Last question, Charu. Please unmute. Yes, Charu.
Hello, good evening, sir. I don't have a question, but I have done with my variable view.
Oh, excellent, Charu.
If you want me to share it, I can do so.
So, big clap to you.
Thank you so much.
We cannot actually clap virtually, otherwise we can only raise the hand.
We can do that. In the reactions, you can clap for me.
Okay, where it is? I just want to do that for you. So,
can you, Charu, अपनी एक बार आप वीडियो तो खोल लो.
Tomorrow.
कल भी यही बोला था आपने.
So this is a beauty of online workshop now. So
okay.
You can join anywhere at any
no problem. Okay. Thank you, Charu.
Okay, if you want me to share, I can.
Yeah, you can share.
Yeah, you have to.
Yes, you can share.
Please do that.
Okay.
Click the share button.
Yeah. Do that. So this is my variable view. Please let me know if something need to be corrected here.
Why not? Definitely.
So the first variable is ID.
शेयर कर ली क्या आपने? चलो.
हाँ जी.
नहीं, आपका दिख नहीं रहा सर. इसमें फिर आपका I think आपका क्लोज करना पड़ेगा सर. फिर इनका दिखेगा.
एक मिनट. मैं अपने यहाँ से हटाता हूँ.
Yes.
ये कैसे होगा? न्यू शेयर में जाके
मैं कर देता हूँ सर.
आप कर दीजिए.
नहीं सर, आगे सर. चारू की आगे ये रही चारू की.
हाँ.
दिस इज चारूज स्क्रीन.
आई कांट सी.
आपको दिख रही है सर? नहीं होगी सर. बिल्कुल सबको दिख रही है. आई थिंक.
So Ravi, you want me to stop share and then again reshare?
No. मेरे को तो
okay. मुझे stop share करना पड़ेगा. Then only I will be able to see it.
Yeah. Yes.
Just a moment. Yeah, Charu. Now I can see your screen.
Yes.
बाबू अंदर से कहते नहीं जाए. यहाँ पे क्लिक कर रहे हो?
Excellent. So this is ID numeric 6 widths. Very good. No decimals. Charu, you have not put the labels. Labels, what you can do, Charu? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Charu, just copy all the names and paste it over here. Go on the name and just copy it and paste it.
You mean to say the name?
You can use the same name as the labels if you want.
As ID only.
Yeah, of course. ID is ID. What will be the label of ID?
So that will be helpful when I'm going to create a graph.
Absolutely.
So automatically.
So ID will be of no use, but at least gender, ethnicity, and all these will be of use. But you can do all.
Yes.
You can even copy these over here, as such.
Okay, done.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Very good.
I'm doing it.
So remaining all, let me just see your measures. Measures are more important. Sections, low up, because these all have to be nominal one. See, low and up, Charu. Hello.
Yeah, so I was muted.
See, yeah, no problem. Just even everyone can see this. That's why I wanted you to share your screen. You have done a great job. Now see, when we are talking of year, na,
yes,
here you can use ordinal in case of instead of nominal. Why? Because year tells you a order that the person is in higher or a lower grade. I hope you understand this.
Right, sir. But we have categorized, so that is why
No,
I've
you
kept it
can
in the norm.
see again. A higher scale will give you a more information.
Right.
It is also categorizing, and it is also telling you whether what the order is.
Agreed.
Right. So here you can use ordinal. In the same low up also you can use ordinal. Right. Section is nominal, no problem. Yeah. And rest all are this extra. Now see, extra credit, whether taken or not, it has to be nominal only. Extra credit, yes. Extra credit should be nominal. Right?
Yeah.
And let me tell you one more thing which you can correct is that here for gender you have used 2 decimal places. It should be 0. So for
Right.
decimal places for others will also be 0 except from quiz to final. Okay. So make it 0. Yeah. Very good. Okay. GPA scale. Extra credit. Extra credit also make it nominal.
For the review, it is
Yes,
going to be
EXTCR.
No,
make it nominal. Why? Because yeah, okay. You understand now why you are doing this?
Yes.
That is more important.
And so review has to be nominal?
Review has to be, yeah, because whether you have taken the review or not, again the decimal place has to be 0.
Okay, sir. It's 6 o'clock now. Can we stop sharing?
Yeah, surely.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hope you have learned now. Yeah. Let Charu has her share over here. She is doing whatever. Let everyone see that. So what I want to say over here is now that we have now today learned how to enter the things in the variable view. But now again there is one more task which you have to do. Charu, please go to data view. Now you can see all the variables which are coming over here are ID, last name has now been replaced by VAR. Isn't it? Acha, Charu, please go. Can you see one dot in gender? A small dot on the right corner. Gender
yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Just press that dot. Now see what is the beauty of it. On dot, press that dot. Yeah. Do it.
I know the value will come either. They will ask me to.
Yeah. So here gender is one. So this is Wallace is a female or a male? What is Wallace? You just see your data sheet. Is he female or a male?
Yes, sir. Give me a minute. Let me open it.
Yeah, देख लीजिए.
Male.
Male. So just you write one. You have put one as a male or a female?
One as male.
One as male. So put over here one. Just press 1. No problem. Yeah. Yes. Now, what about this? What is the ethnicity of Wallace?
Asian.
So, what you have put for Asian?
To check.
That's why I told you to write it somewhere. Asian is 1. Put 1 over there in data view. Go in data view. Fine. Now what is the year? You see the data sheet, you will find the year. Okay, anyways, what I want you to do is, now you okay. You have enlarged it. Okay.
No, sir, I'm splitting the screen.
Okay. Okay, just in order to have both the screens on. Fine.
Yes, yes.
No need for that. What I want you to do is now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you just come on the normal mode now.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, yeah. What I want you to go do is go on the the icons which are above. There are 2 Venn diagrams. Above. Yeah. Right. Just near to this. Press this 1 and A. Press this. Now see, male and Asians have come. You just press it again. It will again become number. Press it again. Now it is showing it like this over here. Now you go at year. Keep on pressing it. Go at year. Now you'll find a drop down box. Press, yeah, this. Now every cell will be having this drop down box, and it will make your work easier in order to fill the data. Got it? I hope everyone is able to appreciate this. So if now this button is called value labels. This button is called value labels. Okay, so you press the value labels, all the things, all the data which you have put in numbers will appear in the actual thing which you have mentioned in the value in your variable view. So
very good, sir. Excellent, Charu. बहुत बढ़िया.
Now seeing to your data sheet, you can fill the entire data in it. So the assignment for all of you is, you know very well, you have to prepare the complete data sheet before coming to the class tomorrow. So you have, I think, 22 hours with you now. And these are 22 items with you. So even if you want to do 1 row in 1 hour, the choice is yours. Okay. So,
okay, sir.
Yeah.
So can I now stop the screen?
Please. You can now stop the screen.
Okay. Sir, you can also share if you want, or we can finish.
Yeah, nothing is there to share. So
okay,
today's session we can conclude, and I hope you have learned, all of you have learned. Yeah, we can take some questions if somebody wants to ask something. Because others should also be given the chance. Charu has done the work first, so her screen was displayed over here. Let me give everyone a chance to speak, at least if they are having any problem, or if or even tomorrow also we can share some of the screens over here, and we will start doing them. Yeah,
thank you so much, sir. We will take the questions tomorrow. Because there are so many participants wants to ask you, but it will take, I think,
1 or 2 we can take at least.
Okay. The Roslyn, yes, Roslyn, please ask. Unmute yourself, Roslyn ji.
Yeah, Dr. H.H. Bhadri also want to ask some questions, so afterwards give him also a chance.
No, sir, I'm giving him. Okay, yeah, Roslyn. Yes, Roslyn.
Sir, after filling the data, shall we share with you in your WhatsApp, sir?
You can put it on the WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. We are filling it. Once it is completed, we'll share it with you so that.
Please share it with. Sir.
Yeah, Ravi ji, please give my WhatsApp number to everyone.
Sir, I have given to everyone, sir.
We are taken down.
Yeah, H.H. Bhadri, sir.
Yes, Mansi. Yes, Mansi ji. Please ask.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, I just have one question. That we are treating gender as nominal here.
Yes, it is nominal.
So if I want to create a graph for the gender, is it possible to create a graph for the nominal data?
Definitely, why not? SPSS will not stop you to create a graph for nominal data also. So there is no problem in that. Yeah.
Yes, Bhadri ji. Yes, Bhadri ji. Please unmute yourself.
Bhadri sir, namaskar.
Namaskar ji, namaskar sir.
I hope you have got your SPSS installed correctly.
Yes sir. But unfortunately,
you were the first person who approached me for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. But unfortunately, what happens here side? Actually, around 5 o'clock, there was a power cut in our area, so I could not attend these classes. Just now I joining, and you are finishing the classes.
Oh, is it so?
That's why. What can I do now, sir?
You have the recorded video, sir. You can watch it.
Sir,
okay, sir. Okay.
I have sent yesterday's videos also.
Yeah.
And today's video also I will send. No problem.
Sir, videos will always be there. All the recorded classes videos will be there.
Yes.
But will be available only to the registered participants.
Yes, and only a link will be sent to the registered participant. And thanks to Professor Pahwa sir once again to allow me to to share the video. Thank you so much.
But my request to all of you is that please do not depend only on the videos. Okay, we will do it afterwards. Don't have that attitude. Bhadri Sahib is having some problem today because he was not able to attend. So that is okay.
And I will, sir, actually, as you told me that I will only shown the video for 2 or 3 days only. Then after I will take it to private so nobody can see. You can see only 1 or 2 days, all videos. Okay, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful session once again today. We have really learned a lot. The main, things like data analysis, data entry. Thank you so much, sir, once again. Tomorrow we will meet the same time, participants. And today I will send the assignment quiz link also on the WhatsApp group based on yesterday's session. So it is mandatory to submit by all the participants. I will just send you just after 15 minutes after ending this session. So you have to fill it and you have to submit it. Okay, sir.
Fine. Thank you, Raviji.
Thank you, sir.